most addictive substance in the modern world is not cocaine, it's not heroin, it's not marijuana, it's pornography. That is the single most addictive and most accessible and most convenient form of instant gratification that is out there. And it has so many like detrimental effects to your mind and to your body, to your motivation. Anyways, I'll talk about this more in this video. So I have struggled with I'm gonna call it pornography addiction for many years. And when I first got introduced to it, I was like about maybe 11 or 12 years of age, and I got introduced to it by a family friend. He's like, "Hey buddy, have you heard of this website called girls.com?" And I'm like, "No, what's that? And he logs on to my basement computer, types in that website, and then I just see like a bunch of images, right? And videos of naked people touching each other, touching their private parts and all that type of stuff. And then this was like a new avenue to me. This was like, whoa, right? So basically my friend corrupted me. And anyways, so then after that, I started to really like girls more than I normally would have. I would look at the girls' body parts in public. I would look at their butt. I would look at their cleavage. I would wait for the infomercials on TV, because some of the infomercials would be like kind of like borderline sexual, like not even sexual, but just like women selling like clothing. Like there was like an infomercial about a Wonder Bra or the bra. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but I always waited for that infomercial to show up just so I could gain some sort of sexual satisfaction from it, watching it and like touching myself. It's really weird. Anyways, I don't want to go into too much detail, but it started getting worse as I got older. Whenever I had the opportunity, I would try to find private time to watch videos of these girls and stuff, and it really changed my perspective on women. I looked at them more as an object rather than an actual human being that you should get to know. And you know, over the years, as I got older, it just got worse. I started watching pornography 2-3 times a day. I would even imagine like scenarios in my head. I would go into the car while my parents are out and, you know, just bust one off. Whenever I was at work, whenever I had time, whenever I had the urge, whenever I saw like a cute girl, I would like fantasize in my head, create some sort of scenario in my head of me being with her. And then I would go to the bathroom and I would do it again. But I didn't realize until now how destructive this type of like always thinking sexual all the time and always trying to like let your urges out whenever you feel it. I felt demotivated. I didn't feel like being in a relationship with a girl. I didn't feel like going out and socializing. I didn't feel like doing any of those things. My mentality started to change. I started to just to think very negative. You know, I had less like stamina, so if I would run, I wouldn't be able to run for so long. You know, whenever I was talking to a girl, if I didn't feel like it was going somewhere, or if I felt like it was too challenging, or the moment I felt some sort of stress in a relationship, I would end it and I would move on to the screen, the virtual girlfriend. And I watch all these videos, right, about like NoFap and like, you know, the destructive after effects of watching porn. And that gave me a lot of insight. It was very knowledgeable, but every single time, I would relapse. I would keep going back to watching this filth. That all the time. And then I would feel guilt. I would feel so bad about myself. I would ask God for repentance. Please forgive me for my sin. All this type of stuff. And I would be stuck in this cycle. But I realized that the reason why I kept relapsing, and the reason why I kept watching this shit over and over and over and over and over again, was because, number one, it was really accessible because I had a phone. Two, I wasn't doing anything productive with my life at the time. I had a lot of free time. I was by myself a lot. And three, I wasn't doing anything that was uncomfortable. I wasn't doing anything difficult. And I wasn't enjoying the process of doing difficult things. I wasn't enjoying the process of learning a new language. I wasn't enjoying the moment anything got too hard, there was my cure. There was my remedy right next to me on my screen. It was just a website away, just an app away. Let it off. Didn't feel like shit. But I feel like what really helped me was my faith in God, like my faith. Two, sticking to like discipline, sticking to like the gym routine. Exercising definitely helped. And it still helps to this day. And I'm telling you, no one is perfect. Anyone who makes these videos saying like, yo, I'm completely off of watching pornography and stuff, and like, 30 days, 40 days. Bro, those guys have urges all the time. They always have urges, but they choose not to go with their urges. And I realized that the moment I stopped, the moment I was able to control my urges to watch pornography, that's when I felt really good about myself. I felt like I have self-control. I felt more confident. And I felt at peace. But it's crazy because all of us have this whisper in our ear. We all have this type of this an entity in us or around us telling us that we should go back to doing those things. That we should go back to watching it, man. Don't worry, man. It's okay. You're only gonna do it once. It's okay, man. It's only been 30 days. Now you rested for 30 days. You abstained for 30 days, and now you can do it. It's okay. No, man. The moment you do it, you go back to level 1. You go back to the beginning, and then all the guilt is gonna come back again. All the feeling of shit's gonna come back again. All of that hard work that you put in the beginning, it's gone. You have to start from like day 1. It's like a video game. You leveled up your character to like the max level, and then you delete your account, right? And then you gotta start from scratch. So we really need to be more aware of these things, right? And pornography is extremely detrimental to your health, your mental health. And I think a lot of us, we need to have a support system. We cannot be alone for too long. We cannot be by ourselves for too long, because that's when we're prone to falling back into this bad habit. If we have someone that holds us accountable, if we are in a public place all the time, if we go out and we're around people, we'll feel less inclined to do it, right? And honestly, it's a journey, right? You're gonna have your ups and downs. You're gonna maybe relapse again and again and again. But the main point is to never give up. The main thing is to, you realize that what you're doing is bad. The moment you are doing it and you don't have that feeling of guilt anymore, bro, that is really messed up. The moment you stop feeling guilt, the moment you start telling yourself that it's okay to do it, you've lost it. You've lost the game, bro. You've lost the battle, and that's where you're stuck in the really dark tunnel. So it's important to make sure that you have that guilt, and that you do something about it, and that you're not always by yourself for too long. Those are like the main things that help me get away from this crap. And there are still many people I know that even in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, they also have this addiction. And I can tell you that majority of them would say that it is the most addictive substance on this planet. Pornography is so addictive. So please, make the change, man. Don't fall into this trap, and don't feel so bad that you keep relapsing. Just realize that, you're one step moving forward, and you make sure you keep trying. You don't give up. You don't give up this type of curse that has been put upon you, because in a way it is a curse. It's a terrible curse.